If you're watching this on launch day, Empulse is officially live in early access, and if you're a mechanical purist who saw mech combat and parkour in the trailers and expected a spiritual successor to Titanfall 2 because of the early interviews, you've likely spent the last 2 hours staring at your monitor in complete disappointment. It is heavy, it is underbaked, and the physics engine completely fails to handle the concept of velocity preservation. The bottom line here is don't waste $20 or your limited free time waiting out a multi-year early access roadmap hoping the developers magically figure out how to code momentum. If you want a high-velocity flow state right now, you need to look elsewhere. Here's 5 games to scratch that movement shooter itch. Number 1. Sprawl. Sprawl approaches high-speed traversal from a classic Quake-style engine lineage. It introduces a tactical bullet time mechanic, but it doesn't let you use that to rest. Those slowdowns are a mandatory planning moment to place shots on target while you sort out the next wall run ahead of time. The soundtrack on this one absolutely thumps. If you want to feel like you're in Ghost in the Shell, this is for you. And now that I think about it, I kind of feel like this is what the devs of Metal Eden were chasing. On my machine, frame times are rock solid and scale flawlessly past 240 Hz without a hint of engine instability. Input latency is incredibly low, which is mandatory when you're trying to chain a wall kick into a mid-air shotgun blast. The options here are stellar. The FOV slider scales correctly without turning the outer edges of your screen into a fisheye, and there are 0 forced post-processing options like motion blur or heavy bloom muddying your target tracking, unless you want that cinematic vibe. Number 2. Get to the Orange Door. Get to the Orange Door is pure, unadulterated speed expression. If your favorite part of Titanfall was spending hours in the gauntlet perfecting slide hops and weapon swaps, this is your game. It features an incredibly generous, arcade-fueled momentum chain where you slide and wall run through neon sandboxes. This one does have a little bit more early access jank than I'm normally comfortable with, especially since the last update to this was 15 months ago, at least as of the time of this recording, but the sandbox here does respect your skill and execution. From a pure performance standpoint, the engine optimization is highly stable. Despite the massive particle loads, explosion physics, and neon visual noise, the frame pacing remains clean. It completely avoids asset streaming hitches during high-speed traversal, and it's solid. We've got largely excellent mechanical physics, which is vital for high-level momentum preservation. The one caveat here is input menu hygiene. The actual options menus and key rebinding UI and a few other things here and there can feel a little bit clunky. The engine physics are brilliant, but the surrounding package suffers from typical indie jank. Just know that going in, and you'll have a good time. Number 3. Turbo Overkill. This game takes high-velocity movement and pushes it to a point of absolute mechanical lunacy. You have a chainsaw for a leg. Yes, you heard me right. A slide mechanic that doubles as a lethal weapon because of aforementioned chainsaw leg, and level design reminiscent of Tony Hawk games that demands constant aggression and near psychopathy. The engine pipeline is solid. Even when rendering massive cyberpunk vistas, the frame rate refuses to budge. It uses raw mouse input without any hidden smoothing, which translates your muscle memory 1-to-1 onto the screen. There's comprehensive toggles for every piece of screen shake, view bop, and visual flash. You can completely strip away the visual clutter to focus purely on gameplay. Number 4. Severed Steel. Severed Steel takes the common, conventional FPS design constraints and yeets them out the window. You have a fully decoupled camera that allows you to perform mid-air flips, dives, and slides through fully destructible voxel environments. The catch here is that you can't stop moving, because the enemy is hard-coded to track you perfectly the moment your velocity drops below a specific threshold. It is built on Unreal Engine, but crucially it avoids the typical shader compilation and traversal stutter pitfalls. The smooth frame time delivery is maintained even while the voxel engine computes real-time environmental destruction around you. I did a video on this one a while back. Link is in the description and the card up there now. Number 5. ShatterRush. Finally, we have ShatterRush. It's currently sitting in a free open pre-alpha. This project feels like the actual spiritual successor Empulse failed to deliver, so far at least. It features advanced source-style movement physics, meaning things like air acceleration and lurch work exactly the way your muscle memory expects, alongside destructible arenas and pilotable mechs. Even in its pre-alpha state, the engine's core movement physics loop runs decoupled from the visual frame rate. Whether you're running at 60 FPS or 360 FPS, the distance of your wall jump and the speed of your grapple remain perfectly uniform. There is some shader stutter on first boot, but those alleviate with more playtime as the cache does its thing. So if you treat your keyboard like a precise musical instrument and you demand absolute control over your character's movement, you want to spend dozens of hours mastering the subtle timing of a slide hop, and you refuse to accept engine-enforced speed limits, these 5 titles will deliver. However, if you're looking for a more casual, boots-on-the-ground, slow-paced tack shooter where positioning matters than mechanical execution, skip this list entirely. These games require active, high actions per minute engagement to shine. So really, skip the $20 entry fee for Empulse's early access launch. It might be good later, but that 1.54 burritos worth of money can be better spent elsewhere. With these titles here, you're paying for games that actually understand engine physics, that respect your hardware performance, and deliver the uninhibited, high-speed adrenaline rush you've been chasing since 2016. Now, if you made it this far, maybe hit the YouTube buttons, or check out another video on the channel to make sure I've earned your subscription. It helps the robots on the back end know that this was a helpful video, and will push it to more people. I've been Bald Squid. I'll see you next time.